Since the release of LEGO Star Wars in 1999, LEGO's created 40 Ultimate Collector Series sets. From stunning ships to impressive vehicles, these UCS sets represent the pinnacle of LEGO Star Wars design. Some of these sets are so good that I would snatch it from a crying toddler, and some are so bad that garbage doesn't even do them justice. Coming in at number 40, we have the UCS Darth Maul bust. It's a piece of trash. The Brick Boat bust is terrible and just plain ugly. It's no wonder it's hated by the entire LEGO community, but for some reason it costs more than a 2016 Kia Soul. I'll say it, Assault on Hoth is little garbage. It is filled with inaccuracies, and every time I look at it in my Lego room, I wish I was blind. The only saving grace of this set is the price of the minifigures, which for some reason are expensive and unique. Realistically, it should have been a Master Builder Series set and not a UCS set. The buildable Yoda is straight up ugly. Like the UCS Darth Maul, it doesn't have much going for it. Its eyes are soulless and terrifying. The only reason why it's higher than Assault on Hoth is that it's at least accurate. I think you see a trend here. The buildable Grievous is just not a good UCS set. The white field contrasts the yellow we see in Revenge of the Sith and the Clone Wars, which would have been the better look to satisfy the majority of Star Wars fans. The buildable R2-D2 is terrible. Although it's accurate and better than some of the sets presented before, it's just not a good UCS set. I don't really consider buildable characters to be UCS sets, because they're small and can fit as the buildable figures released today like BD-1, R2-D2, and BB-8. I know a lot of the old sets are low on this list, but the TIE Interceptor is okay at best. The inconsistent coloring of the blue does not fit with the set. It is not as polished by today's standards, and the gaps between the wings are noticeable when presented. Now we should take time to reflect and look at the failures in F tier. I think that the most recent UCS X-Wing is not worth all the hype. Coming in at overpriced $240 is nothing different than its older counterparts. I would argue that they are better in almost every way possible. This X-Wing is just not good for its time, and it's the third UCS X-Wing that we've gotten, and it really did disappoint. LEGO has made a total of 6 Luke's land speeders, and I think we are all tired of seeing them everywhere. The UCS one is no outcast. It is way too large for a minifig and looks ugly on the shelf. Maybe if LEGO didn't release 6 Luke's land speeders, it would feel special, but now it just feels like a failure. The original UCS X-Wing is mid. The guns are nice and the display tilt is awesome to look at, but shows its age in brick design and detailing. Having 2 other counterparts as X-Wings makes it less special and memorable. Rounding off the bottom side, we have Ewok Village. It's one of my personal favorite sets, but I don't think it fits the title of UCS set. It fits more as a Master Builder Series set than UCS. I think it's a Marvelous playset, but not a UCS set. I would say that the UCS ATST is decent. It's fairly inconsistent and polished as the legs look well built, while the top looks like it was built by a maniac in solitary confinement. It definitely shows its age at the top. There are a lot of studs showing and it lacks a certain scent of polish that it should have. The original Snowspeeder shows its age. It had a lot of potential for hidden details and extra design. The studs showing on the wings and the top gives an incomplete feel when compared to the 2017 version. It doesn't uphold the same standard. The sets in D tier are not bad. There's like a certain sense of completion that would put them higher on the list. The best iteration of Luke's X-Wing named Red 5 contains the right amount of detail and accuracy. Despite it being released in 2013, it rarely shows its age. The front and legs could use a bit of design work, but other than that, it's a very solid display piece. The UCS TIE Advance was a staple of its time, as shown in the price today. The detailing was immaculate and had little gap between the wings. It could still be improved a lot of the studs showing, which again gives an unpolished look. I would say that it's a decent display piece, and I would want to have it in my collection. The UCS Sandcrawler is an interesting UCS set. Sandcrawler is not particularly an iconic vehicle in Star Wars. It says accurate and has a full interior with a variety of play features. It doesn't deliver on the exterior details, and the interior is cramped and undetailed compared to the rest of the model. Obi-Wan Starfighter wasn't really the best idea for a UCS set. The detailing is actually very good and is good to look at, although I would say that a hyperdrive booster ring would have been the better idea for this UCS set instead of just the plain Starfighter we have today. The UCS A-Wing is not bad. It has good detailing and symmetry. I would just say it's a middle-of-the-pack UCS set. Nothing more to say there. The second edition of the UCS Snowspeeder just fixes the flaws of the previous model. It has better detailing, design, and a more polished feel. The B-Wing Starfighter looks pretty good. Apart from the unique ship design of the B-Wing, it doesn't really have anything special. It feels out of place, and the position it sits on the stand makes it noticeable in any collection. Ending the below-average UCS sets is the Republic gunship. I know you're going to rage in the comments, but it's too big and a waste of space. The minifigure selection is awful. It doesn't really have much going for it. I would argue that the 2013 gunship is a better value for your money. All the sets in C tier are just mid or below average. They could have reached a higher quality, but they fell short in the end. Both versions of Death Star 1 are practically the same. They share every single quality except minifigure selection. The minifig selection from 2008 version is better, so it'll be taking the higher spot. If there are panels that close on a set, it would make it much better and easier display. The most recent version of the TIE Interceptor fixes all the flaws with the 2000 version. It looks polished, the stand looks good, and there's minimal wing gap. It's a solid UCS set. The UCS Y-Wing looks amazing. The detail of the wiring is out of this world. It is certainly lax in comparison to the newer variant, but it's an amazing display piece for its time. The UCS TIE Fighter looks great on a shelf. It's big and accurate and is the best TIE Fighter version released so far. It could be improved as the inside of the wings could use plating to make it look better. The UCS Star Destroyer from 2002 is big and menacing. There are certainly flaws compared to the newer version. There's a gap in the middle, back, and front where there's a lot of inside space showing to the outside. The Millennium Falcon is a staple ship in Star Wars, and the first UCS version did not disappoint. The structure of the ship is accurate and looks amazing from the outside. I believe that the 2017 version is more polished, but other than that, it's an amazing UCS set. The Naboo Starfighter is the most unique UCS set, which is the only LEGO Star Wars set to contain chrome pieces. LEGO no longer makes chrome pieces, which makes this set special and unique. The blockade rudder is everything I would have expected from UCS Tandem 4. It is scaled perfectly and a staple display piece in anyone's collection. The more refined version of the UCS Y-Wing is more polished in every way possible. The detailing is immaculate and something that every collector should own. All these sets in B tier are amazing. They're not the best UCS sets of all time. All the sets following are in A tier and among the top 10 UCS sets of all time. The 2017 UCS Millennium Falcon is a staple of LEGO Star Wars. It is the biggest LEGO Star Wars set ever made, coming in at 7,513 pieces with a small interior that can be filled with minifigs for extra design. It is a staple of LEGO Star Wars, but there are many UCS sets that are better than it. The UCS Razor Crest is an amazing UCS set. It is minifigure scale and it has a full interior with 5 minifigures. It is one of the best UCS sets still available today and a great option for any collector. The most recent UCS set, Jabba's Sail Barge, is overpriced but looks amazing. It is accurate, but I've looked to see some desert skiffs included with the build in order to lift up the sail barge with the side build. The minifigure selection is amazing, and I'm glad that Max Rebo is coming back for a new version. UCS Slave 1 is such an iconic set. It looks amazing, it's polished, accurate, and an amazing piece for anyone's collection. This face sand makes it look amazing on a shelf as well. Coming just short of the top 5 is the UCS Superstar Destroyer. It is an amazing set with great minifigure selection. It has some great design and even a small interior to place the minifigs in. The side build of Star Destroyer greatly impacts the scale of the Executor and really makes the scale pop. These next sets are the best LEGO Star Wars UCS sets of all time. The creme de la creme of UCS sets. In number 5, we have UCS Death Star 2. This set is beautiful. It perfectly represents the Death Star 2 we see in Return of the Jedi. Its detailing is better than the other counterparts, and there are panels. There's still a gap in the midsection, which would make it even better if fixed. Number 4 goes to UCS AT-AT. I really like how it has their full interior that can fit over 40 minifigures inside, and still has room for 4 speeder bikes. It's a great display piece and massive. It's a full interior which sets it apart from other UCS sets, making it number 4 on this list. The bronze medal for UCS sets goes to, drumroll please, the UCS Imperial Shuttle. What else can I say about the set? It's iconic, accurate, and beautiful. Despite it being over 14 years old, it really doesn't show its age. It's polished and a staple of any UCS collection. I would literally steal it from a toddler to get my hands on the set. Silver medal for UCS sets seems pretty obvious, but it's the UCS Render, the most iconic and amazing ship in the entire world. If not for its little flaws, it would definitely be number 1. The stickers suck, pad printing would have been much better. The engines do sag a little bit, and the Rex being released in a $13 set is unacceptable. Other than that, it is so beautiful that it would make your girlfriend insecure about her looks. The undisputed best UCS set of all time is, drumroll please, the UCS Star Destroyer. Fight me all you want, but I think we can agree that this is the best UCS set of all time. The Tantive 4-side build fits well with the build, and the minifigure selection is pretty on point. While the stand is wobbly, the size makes up for it in ways that I could never imagine. It dwarfs Defender in size and is probably the most sought-after UCS set of all time. If you're unhappy with my list, go write an essay in the comments. I'll try to read and reply to it. Remember to like and sub. Also follow my Instagram at SquadronBricks. Peace.